Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me and allowing me to continue to be your daily advocate. If you're new here or you're not subscribed for any reason, please do me a huge favor and hit the subscribe button. Thank you to all of you who have been watching and following me for so long. It truly means a lot, and I'm glad that I can be this person.
The Federal Reserve Bullard says inflation could get out of control, so action is needed now. Fed insiders can no longer trade individual stocks. This came from Gold Telegraph, which I'm not going to say is known for the most, accurate titling, so to speak, but the idea and narrative is pretty spot on, and I think we all know it. Inflation right now is at a crazy number, but a lot of people think, oh, because the Fed is going to taper the rates, everything will be fine. Well, no, not necessarily. I've told you guys before how the theory in that sense works, right? So to basically de-incentivize spending right now by increasing the rates, you're basically increasing the cost of capital, which allows for less innovation, which allows for less people to be hired and so forth and so on. And in the shorter term, it allows for less people to spend money because they're incentivized to hold on to it longer as saving becomes more attractive. Literally though, it takes some time. And so if right now, as it currently stands, the inflation just keeps getting worse, then regardless of whatever happens in terms of the rates, the inflation will get a little bit worse in the short term. And you got to remember that regardless of what they're going to try, it's all on a surface level. Right now, I believe that they have overestimated, or basically the numbers have overestimated how good the market really should be. And so the numbers portray as if things were really doing amazing, while in reality, a lot of people lost their jobs, a lot of people still weren't really doing that well. And so from that perspective as well, the negative consequences of all of that are still going to portray on a little bit further. And from another perspective, I think that because the inflation was so high, which I think was kind of illogical, it might pursue a more severe and aggressive path in the recent future. Crazy cars, crazy motorbikes, guys. I'm so sorry if it's really annoying to y'all. I don't know how heavy you can hear it. I try to, sometimes I record, I hear like 4 in a row, I'm like, end the recording, try it again, But I'm not so sure how disturbing it actually is. But it's because if you live in Dubai here and you're living next to a bigger road, there's a lot of cars, there's a lot of crazy motorbikes, and there's no stopping it, right? It's going to be in these videos. There's absolutely nothing I can do. Maybe if I don't think there's any way. No, never mind. I don't think there's even a possibility that I could make something happen. But yeah, so from that perspective, just a little update on you guys' part, or I guess on my part, that if you're thinking everything's going to get better from here in terms of the economy, well, as I said in my previous video, the WAR, which, we should not talk about too much over on the YouTube channel, it's really looming as well, and that really isn't good for business. So, wait, let me reiterate that. It is good for business. It's very good for business, not for the businesses that kind of control the market, let's put it like that. There's a lot of businesses that really benefit from that word which we just spoke of. Don't get it twisted. But the general market kind of hurts because of it. So let's, put that into perspective. All right, having said that, let's talk a little bit about Ripple/XRP, okay? We've not talked about it too much for a little while, so there's a couple things I want to showcase. First of all, Jeremy Hogan said this, literally just now. I couldn't figure out how the Twitter sleuth evidence of discriminatory SEC behavior could fit into the Ripple case. So I reread the Fox case and found this article on it, and there it was. In a sense, discriminatory enforcement is evidence of lack of fair notice. And I believe a part of this all comes down to this right here. So the article title was Ripple believes 2012 memos will bolster its case against the SEC. Ripple's legal counsel, or I don't know exactly what his title is, Stuart Aldrich, believes that the unsealing of legal memos from 2012 will exonerate the defendants. A very big deal. In a statement shared with Fox, Stuart Aldrich, Ripple's general counsel, said that 2 documents from 2012 show that the XRP crypto was not viewed as an unregistered security at the time. Now, Ripple's general counsel, Stuart, statement, let's read it right here. I have it open for y'all as well. Ripple's general counsel's statement to Fox: once released, these documents will show that in 2012, Ripple received a legal analysis that XRP was not an investment contract. The fact that it took the SEC 8 years to suggest they disagreed with that analysis while XRP traded in a massive global market is baffling. We look forward to the public having access to these documents as we continue to vigorously defend the case. Little injunction from my side: why in the world did not showcase this to us first second? Is that to keep the Trump card or something like that, where it's like the SEC thinks they finally got him into a corner and then they're like, ha, no, you thought we got you right there, my guys, or what exactly? Not really too sure. Now, digital asset investor, the big researcher though, shared this just now, and a little fun fact: watching this for the first time, I thought this guy was half naked. Not gonna lie to you, all right? I was watching this thinking, why doesn't this guy have a shirt on? Little fun fact. Hey, Eleanor Tourette, and guys, for your information, while Ripple was getting a legal analysis that XRP was not an investment contract, this is the legal advice the Ethereum Foundations were getting, or founders were getting. 10 hours ago, he shared, big day in the SEC. Ripple sued over the 2012 memos. The irony is we have video proof that the ETH founders did receive legal advice that ETH was a security and that the SEC does nothing. What a farce. Well, okay. Let's check this out for a little second. I didn't actually watch this before. I didn't know what it contained.
Genius was, he came up with this and presented it to the world. When I saw this, I had this aha moment. He was in Toronto. When I was in Toronto within, I think it was 72 hours. And I asked him, I said, can you really build this? This 19-year-old little kid. And he's like, yeah, I think I can, I just don't have the money for it. And so this was a really, I don't know, this was like a game-changing conversation, I think, in blockchain, and none of us realized it at the time. And so I'm going to say at the outset, I take no credit for any of this. We were doing this because we were trying to promote a project, and I'll explain how that took off and took this life of its own afterwards. But he said to me, he said, the problem is our lawyers are telling us this is an illegal securities offering, which in fact it was, because they were saying this is a security. So that became the whole issue.
Okay, so two things. One, the sound quality was not too good yet. Two, my ears are bleeding right now because that sound was way too freaking loud. Holy smokes. Oh, my days. All right, so a little side note. Yeah, that's interesting to watch that. Yeah. I laugh at this stuff all the time because, man, they told that ETH was an illegal security. I mean, obviously it actually was. Since there was a crowdfund like that and it didn't file for it, it is an illegal security. There's just no debating it. The only question on our minds is it still? And I don't really think so. I honestly think ETH is fine right now. At the start, though, it definitely was. There's no real debating it, I would say. I think Gary Gensler and everybody agrees that there's no debating the start of ETH. In the same sense that you can... No, let's actually not say that one. I wanted to draw a comparison, but it's not the right one to put here. All right, let's actually continue on, though, because indeed it makes a lot of sense that they can pull out some cards and all of a sudden it's going to showcase, but it's just like working with half information right now because we're just hearing their side. These documents are not public, so I don't know. But apparently, Jeremy Hogan replied saying, I couldn't figure out how the Twitter sleuth evidence of discriminatory SEC behavior could fit into the Ripple case. Because again, discriminatory, not native English speaker, SEC behavior can kind of point out towards the fact that digital asset investor, I'm getting blurry, but it's all right. You don't need to see me anyway. How Gary Gensler, digital asset investor has shared information that kind of showcases how ETH did get guidance, or at least they tried to guide it, and Ripple didn't. And how does that kind of fit in? Does that help Ripple? Does it not? How does it work? So I reread the Fox case and found this article on it, and there it was. In a sense, discriminatory enforcement is evidence of lack of fair notice. And to be honest with you, it does make a lot of sense from the get-go, right? Without reading this just now, it does make sense. If you're being discriminatory with your enforcement, it basically means there's not one single line just quite yet. There's not really one easy line to abide by, and so you have to kind of do it on a case-by-case basis or something along those lines. Lines, pun intended. And that kind of means that there's not enough information out there. least it makes sense to me. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, that they're just warning ETH, right, and not Ripple. It kind of means they probably didn't know, or the rules really weren't that clear. Otherwise, Ripple would have kind of automatically gotten the warning when ETH was warned, for example, because they should all follow the same line. But the fact that they didn't kind of showcases that they probably didn't know. Now, this is again up for debate. The court invalidated the regulations at issue because they failed to provide a party of ordinary intelligence fair notice of what is prohibited, and because the regulations were so standardless that they authorized or encouraged seriously discriminatory enforcement. In Fox, the court assessed whether the Federal Communication Commission violated the due process rights of ABC and Fox by imposing sanctions for 3 distinct broadcasts involving either brief profanity or some stuff. After the broadcast occurred, the commission enacted guidelines making the conduct in all 3 instances subject to sanctions, but not exactly sure that that part is interesting. I believe this is just about a Fox case. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it states it right there as well. A Fox case for Fox, a case that Fox had with some other party. I don't know officially, nor do I really care. It's about the underlying idea. P.S. I think we are waiting on 2 pleadings to be filed and perhaps some evidence to be unsealed today. Let us see. Let's get it going so the XRP can bounce off of that support at 0.76. A key critical piece of information for you guys right now is that indeed, if this is such a banger like they're trying to make it out to be prepared that XRP might pump a little bit. I am saying that really cautiously because these videos are not financial nor legal advice. Let me say it like this. So let me say it really critically and really clearly here. If it really turns out that what Ripple's general counsel now has said is true, the fact that they can literally blow the SEC out of the park with these unsealed documents if they do come out, it kind of doesn't make sense for the price to pump because we already know they have it. And so the only reason that the price would pump is because then all of a sudden people thought he was lying, but now they see it and think, no, he's speaking the truth. Because we should trust him, right? I guess, why not? At least until he's proven us wrong. On the different side, then, again, because remember as well, the documents are already out there, in there. Basically, it's not as if these documents have to be made or so. They're there. They've been there for 8 years, 10 years almost. Wow. 2012 is not 8 years ago, it's 10 years ago. Holy smokes, we get old. But it's just not out there for the public, which is still a little bit strange because I'm not exactly sure why Ripple would want to seal it anyway. Or maybe it's, no, it doesn't make a lot of sense. Not exactly sure what the purpose in that sense was, if it's something that's such a good evidence. Maybe they wanted to wait for the next phase, right? As the end of this phase is going to be 28th of February. Maybe they're waiting for that phase to end before showcasing their trump card or something like that. I just don't know. I don't have enough knowledge to claim. What I do think is quite relevant as well is that if they do have this banger that's going to come out, yeah, maybe people will actually buy it because they think, wow, Ripple just has a shot to kind of ace in the hole this bad boy right now. And so, again, we already concluded that the XRP price is pretty far correlated to the SEC case, and Bitcoin, not really much else. So if they all of a sudden get themselves a very juicy update like this, wouldn't be that crazy if the price does pump. Specifically because it's gotten like thousands of likes over on Twitter. Everybody's watching this right now, so take care, all right? In the sense that you should take care and be cautious, don't ape into something. But watch, definitely watch it.
So enjoy your day, everybody. I'm always here for you. Leave any comments or questions below and be sure to subscribe. But thanks, everybody. I really appreciate you. Enjoy your day, and I always have your back. So thanks so much, everybody.